Alright, I know I don't have the most sophisticated setup, but I did want to keep doing these replays when I have some fun games. I had a couple of games with Terran today. Probably just look at both of them real quick because they were both like complete opposite styles, and I kind of dunked on both of them a little bit. Funny enough, with Mutas. Alright, just going for the wall in. I hadn't sent a scout yet. Maybe my scout's timing should be earlier in Zerg. But mostly I'm just going for quick and dirty. I messed up doing it with the extraction trick on both of these, so pay no attention. Oh, I already have my overlord. Good, we missed it. I did not do good extraction tricks today. I can, but he's already beginning his wall. My drone's not going to get there in time for sure. Yeah, he's doing the really early wall to make sure I don't get in there at all. Because they can, with these, they can lower and raise, so they can keep me out and keep them in, and then fire over the wall to kill units trying to break the wall. So here I go for classic double hatch extraction pool. This is my standard opener. It's been feeling really good. Gives me a lot of econ, and I've got it down so that I can early enough get some economy while putting just enough pressure to keep them out of my base for me to build up longer. Or I can use that pressure to defend myself, like I will in the next game. Probably not going to do the whole game on this one, because it's going to get pretty boring for a little bit. There's a part right here where I miss... Yeah, here. Yeah, I'm not paying attention, but I normally try to steal right there, you see me try to do it at the last second. Normally try to grab the gas from them so that I have... Gives me a little bit of scouting, because the range on that's pretty good. Like, I see when they build their base and what they have over here typically, but that didn't work out. Bad control on my end. He's going for some tech here. He's gonna get some tanks. It's gonna ward off my little Zergling scout pressure right now. As I already begin roaches, because I know that Terran, typically I want some roaches. Roaches just fight better against a lot of early game units for Terran, and well, pretty much everybody, honestly. Like, roaches are pretty standard right now. So here, I'm gonna go check to see his wall. I actually do a fair bit of damage here. This is actually pretty good. I think I'm gonna keep watching this for a bit. This is the thing that's letting him make 2 Marines at a time, and I just I'm just like, okay, I'm comfortable with how my base is right now. I'm just gonna build workers while I'm fighting this out real quick. So what I do is I make sure that I kill the Marines, and then the SCVs repairing the buildings, which lowers his worker count. And I'm already putting him at a supply log, which means that he can't make it. No, the tank dude is going to clean me up here. Unfortunately, the tank came out at the right moment, and then he turtles up again. But I do a pretty significant amount of damage, and I slow down his marine production, and locking him means that he can't even make workers, which slows him down economically as well, so that was a pretty good hit. Pretty good hit. Meanwhile, at home, things are as usual. I got my queens, I got that. I know that I hit him pretty hard, so I'm going to go ahead and invest into technology that's going to let my units hit harder. And I'm going to give roaches a go here pretty soon. I send forward roaches. I know that I have him on the back foot, so I could try to contest this base if he goes for it. And I kind of force him to turtle up here. I'll scrub to that. Boom, boom, boom. You see the roaches coming down and build spaces a little bit. Oh yeah, I just missed the part where my one roach comes in and sees the tanks. So I'm like, okay. What's good against these? Ravagers. Ravagers got artillery. They can outrange the cannons or just drop a ton of them and get out and only take one hit versus the 6 that the tank's gonna hit. I'm trying to control everything. I don't have... Even though I'm at max gas, the gas production isn't really enough for me to... Probably shouldn't have upgraded. I probably should have focused on getting more Ravagers first, but... Production's kind of stymied here for me a little bit, but I also needed an Overseer for fast Overlord action, so I can... The idea is, if I have the flyer up here, then I can get the sight on the tanks. But here he sets up... Marines, okay. This tank's finally set up there. Which is why I was surprised that okay, that makes sense why I was surprised when that happened. Let's get the position these tanks a little more forward. I don't have sight on them yet. I'm gonna try to use the Overlord on it, but the repositioning also catches me a little. Because he has really good range here. I think he goes like all the way over here. See? Okay. I'm expecting him over here, but he's already moved one. Here he is setting up more tanks. I'm gonna snipe more of the tanks here, but yeah. And then at home, I built my third base. Yeah, I'm just building up economy right now because Ravager Roach is good-ish in this early mid against Terran, but I know that anything I'm gonna need to use in the late game, I'm probably gonna need some more econ. Whether that's gonna be Hydralisks or Mutas or whatever. Turns out Mutas was the answer for both of these games, which is pretty fucking funny. I don't think anybody expects that. Hydras are really good if you have something else taking for them. So like, at least I think that's the idea behind the general builds is Hydralisk with something else, because that something else is typically going to be taking the hits for the Hydralisks because they're usually more in the face. So non-microed armies, which is typically how it is, because control A for the most part, unless they're targeting specific. I'm trying to get as many Ravagers. I want to pressure test this while I'm building up my economy. So here I am getting gas. I prepped for I'm prepping for Hydra Lurker. I'm prepping for Hydra Lurker, but fucking 4 tanks has me scared. Yeah, I did not realize that they had fucking range all the way out here, so I was like, okay, can't really fight them. I'm just now getting a second base. I was expecting them to have that base early. Make some Ravagers, but I think I realized here that what I need instead is, yep, Mutas. I like to prep for Hive just because Infestation Pit isn't... It's really not that expensive for what it is, so I just have that ready to go for whenever I'm ready for Hive. And that's usually when I'm ready. I want to prep for the technology for... because level 3 upgrades on these need Hive. This upgrade needs Hive. Lurkers need Hive. He's having a sweet time. He's crawling out. He's turtling out. This is what I call this turtling out. He's trying to push his boundaries out so that he can catch me if I try to enter, but I'm not fucking stupid. I know that every single time I've gotten hit with a lot of tanks, I don't really want that to. So instead, I always get 2 spires. They are fairly expensive for sure, but if my spire era goes long, having those upgrades carries it long to the late game, which can prove useful if my ability to micro the Mutalisks proves useful. There's a little bit of an investment, but it's like 1 Mutalisk versus, like, the opportunity cost is like 1 in something Mutalisks, and ultimately, like, I'd rather have like 1 or 2 less Mutalisks to be able to pump upgrades as fast as possible. And then here's where he starts doing widow mines to push the boundaries. Here I start playing around with them a little bit. I see this, and especially because I got the overseers. The overseers are helping me out big time in both of these games. Lots of hidden information that they helped with. This is why I got them early on this one. Got them a little late on the next one, but this one is good man for sure. Here I am. I think I take like a Spider-Man hit because I did not see this one. Widowmine hit. I didn't see this one, but these ones are scouting out the rest of them, so I'm just popping them with the. Popping them. I got 2 little squads of Ravagers. They're just gonna clean up the Widow Mines for me. I was like, okay, Widow Mine's not working. Not building anymore. He's gonna start building trickier air units. I don't think he saw the Mutas yet, but I think this is where I'm gonna go in with my first little batch of Mutas. Start attacking here, probably just to get his attention, because like I know the base is winding down at this point, so the base isn't that much. But if I hurt his ability to produce whatever he wants, then there's that. So he gets 2 liberators out here. And these 2 are enough to contend with these, and he's again going to turtle up because that's all this guy knows is turtling up. They call this tower defense Terran. I got a lurker den because I'm prepping for hive. There it is. So just in case this goes late, lurkers do super good splash damage, have really good range, all that stuff. Oh no, these ones didn't get into the fight. Guys, sometimes my control grouping can be a little sloppy, but this amount of Mutas turns out to be the right amount. So I see the ranges, I just fly around them, and I kill his anti-air before it gets off online, because he's setting up anti-air. He saw my Mutas earlier, he's afraid, he's investing, and it's too much. He can't do anything. He's done. He's cooked. He does not want to move his Marines because he knows I'll move forward. The Mutas are a good counter to the tanks, which will also let these guys move forward. He just does not. He does not want this. I've already got him backed into a corner. His base is completely like unoptimized. Like this one was. What was it, like almost double? Yeah, 15 out of 8. So he already has too many workers for the bases that he has. I got him bottled up on 2 bases. I'm denying him resources. He does not want to push for whatever reason. I feel like I was microing pretty good, so I appreciate the respect on this one with the Ravagers, but I don't think all of this was necessary. I think he could have pushed forward with this. And this amount of Marines against those Mutalisks, I don't think I would have won that. But that wasn't the point of them. The big point of Mutalisks is to get like a little Ravager. You just go over here, you fuck their technology up. You fuck their technology and the economy up, and then eventually, they either concede or it pushes to late game, and you've bought yourself a lot of time. I'm gonna go to the next one because that one was also fun. I do a little cringe in the beginning here, but I'm not the biggest fan of how everyone assumes it's only guys playing these games. Yeah, a little cringe. He says, "Good luck, dude." And I'm like, "No, not dude. It's a little cringe. I'm not gonna lie. And then he tries to hit on me. So he sets up a wall here. I'm very curious about what his opener was. I know what mine is, but it's pretty standard. I fucked up the extraction thing again because he actually... It's so funny. When he scouts, he sees me fuck up the extra... Here it is. And he sends the scout over, right? He's beginning the wall off already. Yeah, okay. So I saw that later. I saw the wall off later on, but I wasn't sure when he started it. So he's scouting, he's scouting, he's scouting, he's scouting. I'm like, okay, I fucked up my extraction trick. And then he's like, oh, extraction trick. Okay, well, I'll just take this one. And I'm like, okay, I don't need it yet. I need a base first. And I'm gonna get my other one real quick. Yeah, right here. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna do the same over here. Nope. I only need one extraction for a little bit anyway, so it's really not that big of a deal. I usually will make a queen or zerglings before I need it, so I was like, eh. I don't mind giving him the scout on that one. He's like, well, I can't take the base, but I'll just drop a bunker anyway. I was like, barracks or bunker? Bunker. He tries to do a little bunker trick here. Got my pool. I should have done it over here so he wasn't seeing it, but probably just giving him everything. Maybe that made him a little too confident. I don't know. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, bunker. So I guess my zergling timing is coming up here. So I'm like, I'm fine. He only has a bunker. His marines are coming maybe soon. I'm probably fine. Here comes his first marine now, and I already have zerglings a third of the way done. You know. Knowing the trick to Terran buildings is SCV repairs. This is going to be a little interesting how this little battle plays out, but it's very fun. So I get here just in time to see the marine load in. I'm like, fuck it. So the marine doesn't get to shoot my base or my drones. I don't even have drones over here yet because I'm not even ready for that. So I'm like, okay, he's playing around. Go for the SCV. Go for the SCV. He drops it. He puts the SCV in. So I'm attacking the bunker. And I'm just making zerglings and queens, and I got my queen already, so it's coming down. And then my next batch of zerglings, I knew I'd need more. I knew I'd need more. I'm making sure that I'm at least leaving this exchange with net positive zerglings out there. Cost me queen, easy queen up there. I try to get the queen, but too many zerglings. Boom. These zerglings now fulfill my role of the early scout. He's already walled off though, obviously. Normally my scouts are more forward than back, but this is a decent example of how the timing can be used for defensive purposes too, which is cool. I'm really liking that timing I got on that. It's really interesting. Second barracks. He's like, almost. I'm just like, no, dude, not almost. Like, come on. Nah, I mean, he saw my pool timing. I mean, he had to have known. And he's like, I'm like, alright. Too much of a wall. So I'm like, alright, well, I'm going to do my classic trick. Making sure he doesn't have the gold base. And so I go, okay, well, I'm going to leave one to block command center number 2 so that he has to kill it before. Boom, bam, boom. Normally you want to leave it more inside the area so it doesn't step out in time for him to micro it, but usually it just baits them into killing it anyway. And then I get this for when he moves out. Maybe should have hid one at the bottom of the thing too, but oh well. So I got my enough awareness for me there, and I'm focusing on econ here. I'm getting upgrades early and roaches because I figure it's going to be a battle. And again, this is one of those positions where I'm thinking I'm ahead because you just spent a lot of resources to do that. And zerglings, I mean, they cost minerals, but it's not bad. Yep. This is where he does a medic flyby. I already have roaches and zerglings going, so trying to rebalance my bases. I'm still focusing on econ and making my units hit harder and stay tankier, which probably is what helps me in the mid game here, because this gets pretty hilarious. He really likes his tricks, this one. He still hasn't taken second base, and he does a one base little drop. Widowmine probably hurts here, but yeah, the Widowmine completely... Did the Widowmine whiff completely? I think the Widowmine whiffed completely there. Holy shit. That's so fucking funny. Wait, I gotta watch that again. Okay. Oh, way too early. My bad. I don't know how to do this thing. Here it is. Oh no. That was after it did its thing. I have to see this. There it is, there it is, there it is, ready? Boom, it targeted the drone that went into the extraction pit and it I think he probably fucked up the Widowmine placement is probably what it is. I think you probably want the Widowmine like right here so that it specifically targets the ones on the mineral line. Because those are the ones that are more vulnerable to Widowmines. Anyway, my Zerglings die, so I just go all in on drones, because drones actually hit pretty hard. And then it's just all about resetting. Boom. Once I got those Marines abandoned, I just needed to clean them off. Surround them so that they can't leave. Boom. I built some defenses here to help me out. I think what these do, because normally they use the mineral line for the medic flybys. And I put some spires here to help with the ground, because the ground can go anywhere. But the medic flybys are typically around the mineral line, so I'm worried about that. So I get lots of spores here because they're fast, and also if he's going air like that, that can mean like battle cruisers and liberators and stuff. So I'm like, this guy feels like he likes his tricks. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this. It was definitely faster than my ability to build like a forward army, but usually I wait longer to be comfortable with that anyway. So here he goes, dropping off more again. Takes me a second, but here I go. Walk him back over. And while my other queen is being made, I just use this one to get after it. You probably saw the spore. Oh, the spores definitely tagged it. Look how damaged it is. So spores tagged it, and so he had to bail out over here, and that just didn't fucking get him anything. So he's just licking his wounds over here. I stay Zerglings right here, Roaches right here. He doesn't really have any easy access to any of my bases. Oh yeah, and I set some. I think this is where I set my land defenses here. What else this guy's got going on? Oh, this is when he finally builds a second base. So I'm already ahead of him on econ. Usually Terrans don't care, but because they have these things, mules, and the mules are basically like free mineral income. It doesn't really count as a worker or anything, so they just get to do it for free basically. Just costs like time energy basically. There he goes for another flyby. Knows he can't approach super close. He's dropping off over here. So I already have him on the back foot because of the spores, so that's really good. My queen takes a hit. Oh, I built the spires. Anyway. I don't even think I knew this was happening. I think I was just like... I don't know. Maybe I was trying to control these guys over here or something. I definitely don't remember doing these in response. Maybe it was either... There you go. And he tries to pick him up next to the mineral line and they get fucking blown up. Oh man. Structures win games. And then I finally have the ability to start building my third base in here. He has liked that a little bit, but I'm going to build up over here pretty quickly too, because once you get to that third base and your other two bases are saturated, especially if you're... Because this one... Well, this one kind of got fucked on that last one. But yeah. Sometimes I'll build 2 bases at this point because I want to be able to use the larva. Think of it like like a forward proxy hatch almost. It's good to squat on bases too sometimes. The big bases are pretty tanky, yeah. Okay, this is when he starts, yes, he moves on to Banshee Tricks. He's still pretty low on econ. He took till this long to get a second base, so he's already running out of minerals on this one. He was really trying to go for a 1 base game. And that's not... Oh, he already sent these guys over. Okay, cool. So he's probably scouting with these guys. Sees my base. But those guys... These do fucking nothing to roaches. So this is where I'm like, I don't even know why he bothered to make those, because he knew I had roaches. But, I mean, whatever, dude. Go off, king. So yeah, he saw that. So he's moving his banshees over. I realized I didn't make overseers earlier to this. I've been so preoccupied by managing his tricks that I just did not build any overseers. I don't know if the overlords have true sight. I think only the seers do. So he's gonna start harassing with those with the cloaked banshees here pretty soon. He's just letting them get their energy up, and then they get to be invisible for a little while. And just more, he's just really going for single base, like base harassment. I gotta be honest, I don't know exactly what his end goal is, because he's not really stopping me from expanding or developing or anything. He did kill my spawning pool, but I already had... Fuck, I already have Hive? Yeah, I already have Hive by now, so it's like... I only needed to make Zerglings, basically. So, I'm camping these guys with them. I'm just following them because you can visually see the ripples. So I'm keeping these guys by these guys because eventually they're going to run out of energy. And also I'm slowly developing the overseers to be able to spot them. So yeah, he got my ass on that one. This one I needed for the big group, but these two I needed to get. This one ran out of energy. He's just trying to go for my base for whatever reason. Nothing. And these ones are flying around. He's standing over there, and I'm standing over here. And he's like, oh, run. I'm like, oh, sight time. No, you don't get this. Nope. Nope. And I can follow you too, because I got flyers. Oh, he really tucks this guy in. I figured just in case he snuck past me while he was cloaked, I wanted to make sure my tech was okay. And then I'm like, okay, back to more overseers and mutas. You know, people are playing a little tricky shit like this. Micro heavy stuff can be helpful. I've always liked air units. I always noticed that you get a lot more control with them. They just ignore positioning. They can focus fire really easily. They're just good. They're just really good in like every way, just to begin with. And that's probably why there's not a lot of flying units that can attack both air and ground anymore. But these are one of them, and they're really good. There we go, and this is where I see the big battle, and I'm like, cool, let's clean up. And the roaches are going to they're going to soak up a lot of the marine hits right here, which is really important, because I don't think, mutas don't really trade well into marines. Marines, stim pack damage is kind of crazy. But yeah, this is where he fucking just leaves. No GG. Very funny. Good games.